So a quick walkthrough of week 6 in quarter 1. Down here in unit 2, week 6. The weekly objectives this week are to convert an equation from standard form to slope-intercept form, graph linear equations, and use graphs, tables, and equations to evaluate expressions contextually, so in context. There's of course the Phoenix flight like usual, and the notes that you can find in the bin in lab or print off. Let's check out lesson 1. Lesson 1 is just about standard form of a linear equation. Ax plus by equals c. You can read about it and how to convert to slope-intercept form. Here's a quick video on that as well. Practice 1 just wants you to convert from standard form to slope-intercept form. All you have to do is convert these and then write what m and b would be right there. For the last few, make sure that you show your work, and for all of them, make sure that you're reducing any fractions that you might have. Always reduce fractions. For lesson 2, we're just going to graph linear equations in slope-intercept form. We already know how to find the slope and the y-intercept, so it should be fairly easy. Here's an example. Here's an example of given in standard form and then converted to slope-intercept form and then graphed. And then there are 2 videos on how to do this. For practice 2, there are 4 equations here that you have to graph. There is graph paper in the lab. It should be over on the bookcase. If you don't know where to find it, just ask a teacher and I'm sure they can help you. When you graph on there, make sure that you're labeling all the axes with X and Y and with numbers. When you finish, you can either take a picture and submit it to the submissions box, or you can put your name on it, label it with the correct title and everything, and turn it into the box where you usually get your notes and stuff. Then make a submission and tell me that that's what you did so that I know it's there and I know to look for it. Lesson 3 is how to write linear equations and use to solve problems. So we're going to talk about some word problems, go through, here's a video, making sense of everything, and then here's a couple examples as well that you can read through. For practice 3, we're just going to read some situations and then come up with some equations to represent them. It's expressed in a few different ways. We're going to talk about what's the rate of change and what's the initial value, just a few different things. And then at the bottom, make sure that whenever you do, make sure we do A and B, and whenever you do something like this with a free response like this, make sure to show your work. If you want to upload an image of that work, of course, it's this button here. And last but not least, practice 4 is going to be this worksheet here, and it's just going to go over some linear situations, and you're going to have to fill out some tables and maybe some graphs and kind of explain what's going on in context. So these will be printed out and they are in with your notes. So if you're looking for them, you're in lab, check the bin with the notes. They're printed out and in the corresponding folder. If you're not in lab, of course you should print it out, fill it out by hand. Again, you can submit here by taking pictures and then submit, or you can turn it into the bin where you find the notes. But if you do that, make sure you still submit something, tell me that that's what you did and which lab so I know where to look for it and I can throw a grade in there for you too. All right, so that's week 6. Good luck.